Gucci YouTube, it's your boy Black. Got 3 long face, skinny 5D, and we are back, still black, of course, with some more Fireboard to manga related content. I'm putting the video, you already know the dealio. Right quick, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button, share the video with your friends. We got a couple of announcements. Sometimes I be thinking I talk too fast, but then I be looking at the comments and it be like, y'all be picking up everything I damn near be saying. So we gonna rock out with it. But yeah, let's hop to the business, yes sir. Steve.
9 mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. 1 chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
Okay, before we get to start talking about the Boruto TBV Vortex greatness, um, prior to my last video, I know it's been a grip, it's been a minute. I feel like at the very least, I'm gonna owe y'all an explanation. Part of it can be because it's summertime, and y'all know for the past few years, those who've been on my channel for a minute, when it comes to summertime, I'm a little spotty when it comes to uploads. I be outside, not like outside the type of outside y'all think, but like I be trying to get stuff done in the summer. Like I be trying to make moves, I be trying to start new things, like get things going for the year so I can end off the year. You know what I'm saying? In a place that I want to be. So that is part of it. Another part of it, it's been a blessing ever since I joined the Cloud Ninja podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Barber B, shout out to Free Game, you know. Third, but I get a chance every single week to talk as much Boruto content as my heart desires, you know, weekly, sometimes twice a week, you know, sometimes we space out the drops, but I be on that podcast, and I'm not gonna say partially it's because I'm on the podcast, I don't drop no more, but my Boruto, like I get enough Boruto content at least out of my system solely due to that podcast. But I'm not gonna make that an excuse, like I said, and I'm also not gonna start telling you guys like I've done in the past, like I'm about to start dropping this. No, just like how yesterday's video dropped out of nowhere randomly, y'all about to start like that. Anyways, long story short, I've been on the Cloud Ninja podcast weekly. It's also summertime, so nothing outside of those two main things for like the reason of slow uploads in the past few months, right? Those are the two main reasons. Now, that aside, first of all, shout out Big Sasuke Uchiha. Why am I shouting out Sasuke? Well, one, because he's my favorite anime character in the world, and this shirt is hard. But two, my shirts are officially back up on the stores. Be your own Uchiha merchandise. We got the new colorways for the hoodie that already dropped. The shirts are here. Was supposed to, you know what I'm saying, supposed to have some like fittings type for me, like, you know what I'm saying, so I can have it on camera. Don't worry about that, because I will be wearing the shirts in the near future throughout the majority of the videos. The colorways for the hoodies and the colorways for the shirts are like something that I genuinely rock with. The designs out, I'm gonna show y'all everything that we have. They are officially up on the store. I know niggas wanted some shirts for the summertime. I was honestly supposed to drop them into July. You know what I'm saying? Things happen, but the shirts are officially here, and I will be going forward wearing all different types of shirts, all different types of hoodies throughout the rest of my videos, not just for promotion, but genuinely, like, these designs I came up with, I rocks with them. I rocks with the colorways, and I just like it. So I'm gonna be wearing my own stuff daily. If you catch me outside of some merch, you already know it's your boy, Black Uchiha 3. But we have the Be Your Own Uchiha t-shirts officially out. We got new colorways for the hoodies. On top of that, we got $5 off promotions for the merchandise. Enter the code BUCHIHA3. You got until the end of the month to get this discount, and then probably even more. Maybe I might do some more promotions, some more, you know, fun things regarding the merchandise after this run ends. So by the end of August, you got until the end of August to get your free discount. Code BUCHIHA3. Link in the description below. Probably I'm going to be showing something on the screen at this point in time, so who knows. But yeah, all of that, and it's time to get into the business. Yes, sir. Okay, so Boruto TBV Vortex chapter 24 left us with a lot to talk about, and honestly, upon reading the chapter, one of the things that came to mind but quickly left as quick as it came, pause, was the idea or the thought of behind Jura's words, behind Jura's sentences, particularly to my guy Kawaki. Now, what do I mean by this is throughout the entire run, the entirety of TBV, especially since Omnipotence has been casted, it's been questioning upon figures like Jura, the Shinju, and specifically my guy Kurama, Big Nine Tails. Are they affected by Omnipotence, right? And Kishimoto has been doing a really good job of showcasing, you know, the return of Kurama, the debut of Himawari's power, but then keeping everything real tight-knit and close outside of that regard, because we haven't really seen Kurama, capitalize upon telling Himawari, you got more connection with my power than any predecessors, than Naruto, than Kushina, right? So he knows who previously wielded his power before. So does he know, right, chat? Say it with me, that Boruto is Boruto Uzumaki and Kawaki is the traitor who actually done all of this, right? Because we know since the time skip, Boruto has been dubbed by the Konoha elders Boruto the betrayer. In Kurama's mind, is that the case? Or is in his mind, is he's like, yo, Himawari, why are we treating your older brother like a 5-star criminal? Say like he just got all 5 stars on GTA 5, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of questions around that regard and not too many answers because we haven't seen Himawari or Kurama in damn near over a year. So it's real interesting in that aspect. But then we move on to the events of chapter 24 and we understand, right? Especially prior to this, every Shinju up until this point has been Otsutsuki Boruto, Otsutsuki Boruto, Boruto, Otsutsuki. Now, it's not really much of a head scratcher. We understand Boruto has been transformed into a complete 100% Otsutsuki. Aside from his transformation into an Otsutsuki, why would they be referring to him as such? Just Boruto Otsutsuki or simply Boruto, right? We know the connections between the swap between Boruto and Kawaki and how, the correlation between chapter 1 and 24 for Naruto Next Generations and Tubu Vortex, where chapter 1 is titled Boruto Uzumaki, 24 is titled Kawaki, and then we move on to TBV. Chapter 1 is titled Boruto, and 24 is titled Kawaki Uzumaki. You feel me? So it's a lot of reverse, a lot of mind games Kikimoto is playing with us, but then it got me thinking, right? At least for a quick second throughout the chapter, and then the idea jumped back to me, and I'm like, yo, does Jura know the truth about omnipotence? Now, that's been a question that obviously has been asked throughout the time, especially throughout this run, and trying to figure out all of the ins and outs between Jura's motivations and the true goals of the Shinju beyond just getting these targets, the chakra fruits. We understand how all of that will eventually play out if it comes to fruition. But with this guy, Jura specifically, in a broader sense, obviously connecting to the Shinju, and then in my mind, obviously, my guy, Kurama. How do we know the truth behind the thoughts and how they perceive the world to be? So essentially, and taking into account everything I just stated about the Shinju, about how they address either Boruto or Kawaki, and the connections and the obvious reversal that we understand that occurred between the two, in chapter 24, Jura specifically, refers to Kawaki as Kawaki Uzumaki. He refers to Boruto as Otsutsuki Boruto a lot of times, right? And what's really interesting is because he calls Himawari by her full name, Himawari Uzumaki, right? Chat, he calls Naruto Uzumaki. He knows about the Uzumaki family. He understands the Uzumaki family, right? And I'm simply wanting to present this idea, topic of discussion for you guys, not necessarily give you a definite answer or intricate or detailed breakdown, but necessarily, right, he's referring to the Uzumaki family, and then he pulls out his books, his notes, he's confused. Kawaki just laid him on his ass, but then what really gets me is he tells Kawaki, you should only be interested in protecting one thing in this world, and that one thing is Naruto Uzumaki. So why are you here to defend Boruto? Now, that can be just simply for us, like, yeah, that's true. We know that's what Kawaki wants. Well, why do we know that? Because we haven't got hit by omnipotence. So in Jura's mind, if he's affected by the jutsu, it should be Boruto who wants to protect the one and only thing being in Naruto Uzumaki. That should be the most important thing in his life, and in his mind, it should be Boruto who has that priority. However, Jura understands that that is Kawaki's priority, and he's not mistaken on the fact. Now, whether or not Naruto is alive is another question, and he confirms it through his conversation with Kawaki. But it doesn't change the fact that there's two important things within this, dynamic between the two. He calls him Kawaki Uzumaki, and then he says, you should only want to protect Naruto Uzumaki, right? So there's only one or two ways this can go. I'm not even sure which type of direction Ikimoto might want to take, but I feel like Kurama being placed in the story and in the situation that he's in, it would do numbers, and it would be very beneficial to have Kurama retain his true memories and understand the truth behind omnipotence. But it could be one or two situations, specifically with my guy Jura. One, we understand that they were born post-omnipotence. So, right, they could just be born into a world, and we understand Jura likes to look up knowledge. So throughout the history, throughout his attaining of knowledge, he understands in the past, regardless of if he's calling him Kawaki Uzumaki or Kawaki, he understands that this kid, that one, right, with the black hair and blonde sides, fuck all the extra who you think is who, the one with the black hair and blonde sides really cares about Naruto Uzumaki. That should be the only thing he cares about. So in his head, he could simply look at history as like, well, at one point in the past, Kawaki was just Kawaki, and then suddenly he became Kawaki Uzumaki. But it doesn't change the fact that he should always only want to protect Naruto for whatever reason, right? It could just simply be that. He doesn't necessarily know the truth or intricacies behind omnipotence. He just knows that he went from Kawaki to Kawaki Uzumaki, and Boruto went from Boruto Uzumaki to Boruto. For some reason, people start calling him that, but he knows that Kawaki should want to only protect Naruto. It should be the most important thing. On the other hand, can be he understands that Ada herself casted the jutsu of omnipotence. We know that the Mamushi Shinju, right, he's able to break the barriers essentially and look at Ada's astral projection. And upon Ada spying on the Shinju, we understand that Jura himself knew what the Senrigan was. So is it that surprising to understand that Jura probably knows omnipotence and knows that Ada casted omnipotence, but he's so indifferent because it doesn't matter if the world thinks you're Boruto or you're Kawaki Uzumaki, whoever's the Uzumaki child, you're still both Otsutsuki, you're still both viable to feed to a god tree, and I only need one of you. It doesn't change the premise of his mission whatsoever, right? So the mere fact that that is the case, he doesn't have to, scramble around the idea like who is who and why are you being called Kawaki Uzumaki now? No, he just understands, well, Kawaki, if they call you Uzumaki, you're Uzumaki, but I know the truth. You should only care about Naruto, right? A lot of people are scared of the fact that Jura's about to go around asking, oh, where's Naruto, and revealing that Naruto's alive, but they should also understand that Jura possibly even knows the truth of omnipotence and might start revealing the fact that their lives have been swapped in the mind of others. It's indifferent to me. It doesn't matter to me. However, Kawaki Uzumaki, who was once Kawaki, it doesn't change the fact that you should only and always prioritize Naruto Uzumaki as your number one, you know what I'm saying? As your number one thing to protect, as your number one thing to love in this world. And I really thought that was an interesting aspect, right? Taking that notion further, we can connect it to the other details about the other Shinju, but specifically for me, like I stated earlier in the video, my guy Kurama. Does Kurama refer to Kawaki as Kawaki Uzumaki, right? And if it was something as simple as just referring to him as the Uzumaki last name, then we would understand, well, yeah, in his mind, that's Uzumaki. But then he pulls something that should not be, right, in Jura's mind. He pulls something that should be reversed. So Boruto should be the one that has those aspects or those personality traits. However, he attaches them to Kawaki. So for me personally, chat, I'm taking that as a sign that Jura, personally, he just doesn't care about omnipotence, but he knows the truth about these niggas. Now, how it's gonna get exposed, y'all, let me know. Talk to me, chat. Talk to me. Let me know. It's your boy Black Shia 3. Let me know how y'all feel about it. How y'all feel about the potential of Jura. Not just knowing that Naruto is alive now, but also knowing the truth about Boruto and Kawaki switching positions in life. Knowing the truth about omnipotence. Do y'all think Ada might be getting exposed? We know Mamushi is making a move now. Like, I'm thinking things are coming to light. I'm sensing a Naruto-esque, a Naruto rescue-esque type arc, right? I believe that the Sasuke retrieval mission, that's what I'm calling it in Two Blue Vortex, the mission to save Sasuke from the tree, that might be closer to endgame or right before endgame. Sasuke is going to be saved by the end of the story. But right now, I feel like Naruto might become more prominent, at the very least his name. He might not be outside of the Daikoku dimension anytime soon, but word is about to start spreading around the village, and I really just like this little notion, this little fact that, he's calling him Kawaki Uzumaki, but then he's pulling up facts that should be attached to Boruto in this world, but he still is attaching it to Kawaki. So let me know how y'all feel about that. It's your boy Black Uchiha. To my next video, I'm gonna holla at y'all. It be on Uchiha's. This is my guy Sasuke Uchiha though. But get the merch, you already know, the dealio. Holla at you, Baba. Holla at y'all, Black Uchiha. Yes, sir.